Given the huge success of the first film, did you come into Edward this time? Did you come into New Moon with a bit more confidence in the character, or playing the character?
Yeah, I mean, and also I'd had so much time to think about how I wanted to improve my performance and stuff from the first one. Yeah, it was nice, and it was also a smaller part and stuff, so I could actually change it a little bit, and there wasn't too much. There was no pressure. Yeah, there's hardly any pressure on me at all, and also, I mean, Chris White's director. He has a very kind of calm presence, and he wanted the actors to kind of follow the natural progression of their characters. So, yeah, I was definitely a lot more confident in this one.
And how different is it? I know we got Catherine directed the first movie, and you've got Chris, and you've got David Slade now directing Eclipse. Mm-hmm. Does it help or does it hinder having separate directors, or did they bring something different that helps your performance?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely. I mean, they're all completely different people, and I think they're going to be completely different films.
Yeah.
I mean, Catherine's got this kind of like wildness and like almost like sometimes kind of childlike purity about the way she sees things, which I think is good for, like, you know, when you're doing discovering first love story, because it's like unexplainable and stuff. And then Chris is, you know, has a much more literary, I guess. That's not the best word for it, but like kind of mentality, and so he kind of looks for, you know, the way to analyze emotions and stuff, which I think was kind of perfect for New Moon. And David's just very like he wanted to kind of emphasize the sort of harshness of the third movie, which is there's a massive war going on, so I guess I guess that's good for that too.
Well, Chris has spoken that he was somewhat surprised that yourself and Kristen took the role so seriously, considering that it's a franchise. You could probably just, you know, sleepwalk your way through it, but yourself and Kristen took the roles obviously very, very seriously. Is that just trying to ensure that the chemistry is still there to make sure that it carries through for the next couple of movies?
No, I mean, it's just like we never went into it to like it's not like I'm not gonna like quote other movies like single them out, but I mean, it wasn't a franchise when we first did it. No one had any idea. I had no, even though I signed on for like more than one film,
You weren't expecting that level of success.
Yeah, and I didn't even know we were going to do sequels. I mean, I never even thought about it, and I thought I was going to do that when we just go back to London. I mean, you don't even think about it at the time, and then I guess we're quite like prideful people as well. I mean, it would just be, it's silly just to kind of not do it to the best of your ability.
Yeah, but like the last year in particular has obviously it's been pretty crazy for you. It's been pretty much like Beatlemania. How do you even begin to deal with that? Like, and is it a case of just trying to avoid the paparazzi, or is it just like stay in, go out, just be careful where you're going? Or
yeah, I mean, I do tend to like try and avoid unnecessary like paparazzi confrontations. I mean, it's kind of mainly because I don't want to be seen to be encouraging it, and I think the more you hide, the more people are just. I think they respect you a little bit more as well. Like all the guys who are trying to get the photo.
Out there trying to get your photograph.
Yeah, and they understand it. I mean, it's kind of, there are some of them who just you know can care less either way. Yeah, I mean, I guess there is a certain amount out of hiding and stuff.
Because I know things got a little bit crazy in New York shooting Remember Me.
Yeah.
With Pierce Brosnan. Did Pierce give you any advice, given that he was Bond and he had something similar? Maybe not to that level, but
yeah.
Did he have any advice?
Well, I mean, it's just kind of like just saying, you know, it's not going to always be like that, which is, you know, in some ways a bad thing for your career. So it's kind of, but it's true. I mean, you can feel things changing, even like when Taylor being the lead in this one, you can really feel the difference. I mean, it was just it's such a change having 3 leads instead of 2. And Taylor is he's very much the lead in the movie. So it's interesting seeing how quick things change, and so you can't really let it get to you.
So it's obviously very important for you to go off and to try and do different things and to not be pigeonholed as Edward. You've got another. I don't know if you started shooting your Unbound Captives with Madeline Stowe.
Next year, that kind of probably halfway through next year.
So there's been a lot of buzz about the script for that one, so that's obviously something that you must be very excited about. You got Hugh Jackman there as well, is it?
And Rachel Weisz.
And Rachel Weisz as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be... I mean, I've never done anything like it. It's a Western, and...
You sure your character speaks in a different language? He doesn't speak English for you?
He speaks in Comanche the whole time. And all the scenes with Hugh Jackman are in Comanche, because he speaks it as well. He's bilingual. Yeah, it's going to be... And I think it's just because it's a big budget movie as well, and it's so different to anything that's coming out. I mean, it's really asking a lot of an audience. I mean, it's an amazing script, but I mean, it's like reading a novel. It doesn't pander to anyone. So I think...
Is that what convinced you to sign on, or was it the density in the script, and Madeline as well as a first-time director?
Yeah, and she wrote it as well.
She wrote it as well.
Like she's... And she's been trying to make it for 10 years. And if you see, there's like the story of the script. I mean, who offered to make it, and who was going to direct it, who was going to star, and the fact that she held on and now directing it herself. It's kind of incredible. I mean, so she obviously matters an enormous amount to her. And as like Terrence Malick's whole team like shooting it, it's kind of incredible team of people behind it.
Okay, and then we got to wrap things up. But how did Eclipse go? How did the shooting Eclipse go? Are you happy with what you have? Or you finished shooting?
Finished shooting, yeah. There's yeah, I went all right. Those are kind of like massively different movie to New Moon. I mean, there's so many more main parts. I mean, it's a real... And having these huge battle sequences. I mean, I've never done anything like it in any of the other movies. I mean...
David Slade's last movie was 3 days, and it was pretty hardcore, so...
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of... I mean, I think it's really pushing the kind of... like, I don't know what rating Twilight was in England, but like the kind of American like PG-13 rating. Like, I think it's like pushing it to that absolute limit. It'd be so funny if it came out and it's R-rated.
Make some cuts.
It's an 18.
Oh, Robert, we really appreciate taking the time to speak to me, sir.
Cool.
Thanks a million.
Thanks very much.
Hope your days isn't too painful.